Hello, Bam, and welcome to another game changing episode of Talking Business with Ritz. This is Ritzel Loredo Rectra, your host for today. We're about to learn how to not only dream big, but turn those dreams into tangible and extraordinary realities. All right, have you ever wondered how to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be? Stick around because we've got the insights that motivate and the motivation and the strategies you need to make it happen. So, Talking Business with Ritz is a show that aims to go beyond the professional titles and celebrate the authentic journeys and lessons gained from the experiences of successful individuals. All right, now the show where we dive deeper into the world of humanizing entrepreneurship. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching with us right now, comment hashtag live, or if you are catching us on replay, of course, comment hashtag replay. Okie dokie. And make sure to join our group, our Facebook group, Talking Business with Ritz, live expert interview to watch all the past episode of this show. All right, and subscribe, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ritzel Rectra. All right, let's start the first segment. Let me just flash the segment title. Okay, welcome to the Know the Expert, where we get to know our guest speaker on a more personal level through series of intriguing random questions. So today we have a phenomenal guest with us. Her name is Coach Mimi with Whittaker, a powerhouse in the field of personal growth. So get ready to be inspired by Coach Mimi's practical wisdom and strategies around taking action toward your dreams. Let me put her on stage. Hi, Coach.
Hi, how are you, Ritz?
I'm fine. Let me just put an applause.
Yay!
Quite late. All right. All right. Welcome, Coach Mimi. Um, okay. All right. Now, Coach Mimi, it is your moment to shine. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you some guided questions. I'm gonna just go at the bottom left. I'm gonna give you the stage right now, which
Okay.
is like this one. All right, now, so Coach Mimi, this is the first question. Who is Coach Mimi?
Well, that would take a long time to say, but I can say that I am Mimi Whittaker. I live in Northern California. I'm north of San Francisco. And so I've been in California for quite a number of years, but I studied thought and thought transformation practices for well over 40 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm a Buddhist, practicing for almost 40 years, Buddhism as well. And I love people. I'm crazy about people and bad jokes.
All right. Okay, now could you tell us who you serve? Who do you serve?
Ritz, I serve really people over 40, pretty much. The people that are wanting to reinvent themselves, wanting to reignite their dreams. And in the last few months, I've been developing also a program that is targeted for people who are caregivers, nurses and home caregivers. I really want to support that segment of our community because it's been very much decimated in the past few years. So, but everybody has a dream. Every single person has a dream. And often as we get into the working years, we put those dreams on a back burner. And I'm here to say it's time to bring them forward again.
All right. Okay, now next question. Why are you here in Talking Business with Ritz?
I'm here because I want to serve whoever resonates with me, basically. There are so many people that want to hire someone to help them. But beyond that, I have a group and we're really active and we really try to support each other. And Ritz, your group is active as well. I think many people are turning to businesses that they want to do. And I've learned so much from you that I'm so thrilled to be here to support your business as well.
Thank you about that. All right, now let's go dive into the fun part. Let me change the angle of our. Here we go. Now. All right. Yes, I'm here.
We're side by side now.
Yes. Okay. Now, why did you choose to niche down in serving people who are 40 years of age and are in this, in caring professions at that?
I just found that for me being I'm definitely over 40, that at that stage of life, as we get a little bit older, then we start to have a little bit time to think about things that, when we're younger, we're just churning out the work, we're trying to figure out where we want to go. And because I've had so much experience and changes in my life, I feel that I have the experience to really support other people in their dreams. And in the caregiver segment of my work, I've become a caregiver for my ex-husband, who's also my roommate now. He's on dialysis. And this was something that I hadn't planned on doing, but I have learned so much about how dedicated the people that are working in our nursing and hospitals are, and the dialysis nursing, and the whole process has been very eye-opening for me. So part-time caregiver myself, I really want to support others doing that as well.
All right. So in your opinion, what is a coach?
So a coach is someone who will help you activate your own processes, your own thoughts. A coach is someone who should shine a light on your own brilliance and then let you take it from there. So it's not someone who's going to tell you what to do or, try to change you, except in the ways that you want to be changed, supporting the ways that you want to change yourself. So it's called the evocative style of coaching, where we try to evoke from you what it is that you would like to see happen in your life.
Interesting. Okay, so why did you become a life mastery consultant?
I had been studying with a bunch of different people. And when I got to Mary Morrissey, who is my mentor and who developed this particular line of coaching, she is such a fantastic person, a phenomenal person who has overcome many, many things. And coincidentally, which had I had no idea 6 years ago when I started working with her, she's a person that was able to spontaneously overcome fatal kidney disease at a very young age. And here I am now taking care of someone with kidney disease. So it's an interesting way the universe works to bring us into our purpose.
Indeed, indeed. Now, we're going to start with the fun part. What is your favorite word and why?
I think my geez, you know what? I should have studied. I think my favorite word is fun, because with everything we do, we should have a little bit of fun.
Yes.
So I have my fun pig. Show you my fun pig. And whenever I need some fun, I just have my pig snort for me.
Okay, now this is a very nice question.
Okay.
From the scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is the highest, now, how weird are you? 100.
I want to say, I want to say at least a 12.
All right.
Yeah, definitely off the charts in weirdness.
I can see that. All right. Now, on your opinion, all right, what is the most challenging aspect of being an entrepreneur that people might not realize?
Well, it's going to be different for different people. I think one of the challenges when you're a solopreneur, as we are, is the whole aspect of not having a team behind you, doing everything yourself, learning everything yourself. There's constant learning. And actually, if you're in any kind of business, there's always learning. And if you choose not to, then I think you fall behind. So there's just so much to learn. And in these times, it seems like there's every week, you figure out something and they've changed it.
True. That is so true. All right. Now, how do you handle moments of self-doubt or uncertainty in your entrepreneurial journey?
I have a few strategies, and one is that I journal. So if I really get down, I'll go back and look at my journal and realize how far I've come. And sometimes I look back and I'm thinking, wow, I thought I've been struggling with this for years, but it's only been a few months, or, last year I was in a different place and I've progressed. So for me, that's, I like to write, and that's one of the things I use.
Right. Now, are there any books or quotes that have significantly influenced your journey?
There are so many books. Wayne Dyer, way back in the day, all of his books. And then I want to say Esther and Jerry Hicks. They channel Abraham. So they're a wonderful resource as well. And then poets and philosophers. I write poetry as well. So I think Billy Collins is a poet that I think everybody should read because he's fun and insightful, as well as some of the older ones. So literature and poetry and thought all comes together. So I think everything you do in life, it comes together in this kind of crazy soup of who you are.
Yes.
And it makes you your unique self.
Yeah.
So
the whole cauldron of life.
Yes. Witch's cauldron.
All right. So, what are some of your favorite hobbies or activities outside of work?
I love to kayak. And so I've had a couple of, every now and then I'll do a live out on the lake. And I love to dance, but I haven't been dancing in the last few years. So I really would love to get back to dancing. And I write.
Mm. What kind of dancing do you do?
Uh,
Zumba.
I I used to do a lot of line dancing and then country western couple dancing. So I don't know if you know the cowboy cha-cha, but
I know the square dance though.
yeah, it's not quite the same as square dancing, but it's close.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then
All right.
do
Mm-hmm.
you line dance?
Oh, not really. I watch it.
You got to learn the tush push.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, are there any favorite food or cuisine that you particularly enjoy?
Cake.
Who wouldn't like cake?
I mean, yeah, is nothing. I don't think there's. I'm not a spicy girl, so I don't like really hot stuff. But other than that, I'm pretty good with, as you can tell by the size of me, that I'm pretty good with food.
All right. I'm not gonna ask more about that. Okay.
About the size of me.
You look okay. Don't
Thank
worry
you.
about it. All right. Now, let's go for travel. Can you tell us about a memorable travel experience that, left a lasting impression on you?
Yes. I was lucky enough some years ago to win a Mediterranean cruise.
Oh,
And one of
exciting.
the stops we had was Corsica. And on that particular day, my husband he didn't want to walk around. And so I got off the ship and walked around, and I found this little shop where this man, and they spoke French there. Okay. That was the other thing. So most of the places were different languages, but on Corsica, they spoke French. And I went into his shop, and I had taken French in high school, but I couldn't remember anything. So anyway, I bought these little jars of something, oils, I think they were. And he start speaking to me in French, and I'm like, hi. So he wrote down the numbers, and then he pointed to me like, you tell me what it is in English. And it was like 1450. And, so we went back and forth. He'd write a number. I'd tell him the English. He'd write a number. I'd tell him the English. And then finally, he just put his head up against my forehead like a mind meld. And it was such a sweet thing that I ended up, like 3 years later, I ended up writing a poem about it, because it was such a memorable experience with some little old man that I never saw again.
That's a very interesting experience. So you understood each other by just doing the.
Yeah. It was so cute.
Okay. Now, what does a typical day look like for you?
My male cat, BG, wakes me up because he wants to get outside, and then I tell him no because it's still dark out. And then I try to fool him by giving him some food so he'll stay in. Then I get to my desk, and I just start working on whatever has come up on Facebook, on emails, on all of those things. I like to spend some time each day looking on my newest ideas, what I'm working on in terms of programs and writing, and then I spend a little bit of time every day on networking and building my network.
All right. Now, If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think I would tell her, first of all, I think what most people say is not to worry,
Mm-hmm,
and that
mm-hmm.
everything happens for a reason. So, any of the things that I have been through, um, I've learned that I can weather these storms. So I've been a single parent. I've moved across the country. I've done a whole bunch of different weird things, and I'm still here.
Right. Okay, now last question. Coach Mimi, what's one thing that people might be surprised to learn about you or your business?
Um, well, personally, one thing that's kind of surprising is that for years I found four-leaf clovers almost wherever I went. So I have a collection of over 1,000 four-leaf clovers. In the last 5, 10 years, I haven't found any. So I don't know what that says, but anyway, it was one of those weird things about me that not everybody knows.
You're collecting four leaf clover. What's
Yeah,
that? Is it the live plant?
yeah,
Live leaf?
yeah. I put them in a book, like they're all in a big binder. And I have some
Oh,
5-leaf clovers and some 6-leaf clovers.
wow.
So,
That's very rare.
yeah, I know it's crazy, isn't it? And then lately can't find any, so don't know why.
Uh, Probably there's a lot of pesticides around.
Yeah, yeah. Global warming
Exactly.
wiped out the clovers. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, Coach Mimi, for being such a good sports. By now, we already have an idea of who Coach Mimi is as a real person. So, this concludes the first segment of our show, Know the Expert. All right. Now, welcome to the exciting part of the show, Learn from the Experts. So, for those who are just tuning in, this is Ritzel Loredo Rectra, your host for today. I am a content creator and process automation specialist, and I am also the CEO and owner of My Teacher Virtual Solutions. So join our free Facebook group, Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview, and subscribe and follow me in YouTube channel at Ritzel Rectra. All right, now joining us today is Coach Mimi Whittaker, a renowned life mastery consultant, a dream builder, coach, and an author. She is also the CEO of Mimi Whittaker Unlimited. All right, she will shed light on three crucial topics of how to take action towards your dream. All right, now let's talk business. Drum roll, please. All right, quite soft. Okay, all right. Now our topic for today. Let me just do the banner. Our first topic is all about embracing discomfort. So let me just flash it on the screen. And let me then exchange. All right. Now, it might sound a bit odd, but trust me, it's the secret sauce to achieving your dreams. Coach Mimi is going to break it down for us how getting out of your comfort zone leads to big wins. So this is really is a game changer. Okay, all right, Coach Mimi. Could you tell us why embracing discomfort is like stepping into uncharted territory?
Yeah. So, a lot of times people don't think about it, but if you're if you're in your comfort zone, you're not growing. You're not ready to move to something better. And, for some people, that's fine. They want to just stay in their comfort zone for their whole life. And then that's okay. But if you want your life to be more than just a dash between your birth date and your death date, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone to achieve what you want. And, people look at successful people and they say, oh, it was easy for them. It hasn't been easy for anybody, I can assure you. Walt Disney was fired from the newspaper he worked for because they said he lacked imagination. Now, if he had taken that as gospel, we wouldn't have Disneyland today. We wouldn't have all of those fun movies for kids. So you're going to get people that will tell you not to do it. It's too risky. You've got to step out and be in discomfort in order to service your dream. We say be uncomfortable in service of your dream. And that's why a coach is helpful, because when you're at that uncomfortable part, a part of you is going to want to pull back, get back to the couch, get back to where it's comfortable. But if you have someone that is holding out their hand saying, come here, come along to where you want to be, it's a lot easier to get there.
All right. Now, in your opinion, what are the benefits that we can actually achieve both personally and professionally when we step out of our comfort zone?
Well, if you want to achieve a dream, that's really the only way. So personally and professionally. So starting a business, if you're starting anything, that means you're at the beginning of something that's new. So it's the benefit is when you get to the next step. So when you get through to that particular part, then there's always another step and another step and another dream, a bigger dream. So for me, one of my dreams was to live near the water. And I did not see how it could happen. I was really, I just didn't see how it could happen. And when my husband and I divorced, I had a little money after we sold the house, and I wanted to live near the water. Well, I was told, good luck with that. But somehow, some way, I was able to do it. And I've been living on this lakeside for over 5 years now. I'm able to get out in my kayak when I want to. And it's a dream that I had that as the time has gone by, I realized how much better it was for me in so many ways than I even thought possible. So sometimes we just have a dream. We think it's a pipe dream, but the benefit of being able to look out and see the water every day and see the bird life has been so re-inspiring for me that I want you to have the same experience with your dreams.
All right. It's like having a reason to wake up every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Now, what are some common fears or hesitations that entrepreneurs face when stepping out of their comfort zones?
So, the fears are always around safety, right? So money, in my example, I could have played it a little safer and maybe just rented. I spent more money than I thought I wanted to, but somehow I made it work. So you have this fear around safety. So it could be money. It could be losing friends. You're afraid that if you're too successful, that your friends won't want to be around you anymore or will be jealous of you.
Mhm.
You can have any number of fears around, and there's the imposter syndrome that we talk about a lot, where who the hell am I to do this? Who am I to be able to start a business when nobody else in my family has ever done it, or I don't have the education, or on and on and on. There's so many little things that your brain will try to convince you of, or other people will try to convince you of. When I went back to school in my 50s, I had my sister-in-law at that time said, no offense, but aren't you a little old for that? So it's like, well, maybe, but I'm going to be the same age 5 years from now, whether I go to school or not. So I went to school. So we have to just overcome all these objections that we come across.
That's very nice. There are a lot of people who actually, send their kids to school, have them graduated, and then only they went to school.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Now, are there practical strategies or mindset shifts that can help us entrepreneurs navigate discomfort more effectively in our pursuit of business?
Absolutely. There's a lot of different breath work techniques when you get to that point where you're, feeling stressed. And probably the easiest thing is to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and blowing out through the mouth as if you're blowing through a straw. So it's smell the flowers, blow out the candle. That's the easiest one. And if you do that 3 times, it resets your brain, actually. It resets your parasympathetic nervous system.
Hmm.
So that's one, if you can remember to do it when you're stressed out. I was at a conference, actually, and I was in Dallas, and back home in Sonoma County, there was a fire and my mother's house was about to burn up. And I was like panicked because I couldn't get home. Not that I could have stopped the fire, right?
Yeah.
And Kirsten Wells of the Brave Thinking Institute just got me to breathe. And she said, nothing's happened yet. And as it turned out, my mother's house was safe. They had evacuated. Nothing really went wrong, thank God. But that moment, there's a moment when you can't do anything else. And when you take those breaths, you start to see things differently. And as a Buddhist, I also chant, which is a whole nother story. So, but if you have a spiritual practice, prayer, chanting, and then listening to other people that have been through things. So listening to inspirational speakers or reading inspirational books, all of those things can help. And talking to a business coach like Ritz when it comes to business decisions, it's really helpful to have somebody who's walked the walk.
True. That is so true. That is so true. That's why I love talking to people like you. All right. Now, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs who want to cultivate a mindset that welcomes challenges and discomfort?
I think what you have to do is decide. When you decide for your dream, you have to realize that you're going to have to work on your mindset. Your mind is going to be divided at times. We all have it. We all have these, like the angel and the devil kind of thing, where, we're being pulled toward the familiar, pulled toward comfort. And we have to recognize that. When we recognize that, it's much easier to say, oh, this is just that part of me that wants to go watch TV and forget about it, right? Or whatever, take a nap. Sometimes you need to take a nap, but really, you have to decide that you're going to pay attention to your mind. You're going to pay attention to those thoughts and realize that only part of you is standing in your way. The other part of you is cheering you on.
All right. So we have to give a banana to that someone. That's part of us.
The monkey mind.
Yes, monkey mind. That keeps on hindering our
needs a banana.
Yes. I always have banana here. Come on. Eat
banana. That's a great way of looking at it. Yes.
All right. Now, our second topic is, here we go, finding your muse, how to tune in to inspirational signals. So, Coach Mimi, can you explain what it means to find your muse in simple terms?
I think when a feeling comes up in you, a feeling wells up in you that you want to do something or go somewhere, before you allow that other part of you to say, that's not going to happen, don't waste your time daydreaming, try to nurture that thought. Because those thoughts are coming into you all the time, every day. You're having these thoughts, and some of them are not big dreams, but some of them are. And to just allow the space for these thoughts to come through. I mentioned before, I like to journal. I like to write. In that early morning time for me is when I usually have my ideas. Now, I have another friend. She's much more creative at nighttime. And she just is allowed, and maybe it's after the day has settled a bit, she just feels like these ideas come to her at night. So find that place in your day where you're really allowing thoughts to come in, and then we're going to take steps on those thoughts. So, and again, we have to keep quieting that side of us that wants us to ignore these inspirational signals that come. Oftentimes it's a weird or unpleasant thing that pushes us in the direction that we want to go. Mm-hmm. And we had the inspiration to go there, like I wanted to go to live by water, but I didn't realize it was going to take a divorce for me to get there. So, it wasn't a pleasant thing to go through a divorce. Mm-hmm. But at that point, that's what allowed me to get here. And now my ex-husband's come back to live with me. So that you don't know, what's going to happen. So at that point, it was painful. It was difficult. But because I knew that I still had this dream, I allowed myself to open to that as well as dealing with the rest of the part. And so that will happen. But sometimes your dream is going to take you, again, it's beyond your comfort zone. It's beyond what you already knew. And there may be pain, most likely there will be some pain, but it allows you to have something to grab onto also.
Yeah, true. Now, how can entrepreneurs tap into their creativity even when they feel stuck or uninspired?
So a great way to tap into your creativity is to do something different. So it could be changing your desk around. It could be, eating breakfast for dinner. Do something to change and have some fun. Find something that's going to make you laugh. That breaks up, this, I'm stuck. I'm when you're feeling stuck, you're in fear.
True.
And the antidote to fear is always love. And sometimes love is just laughter. So go outside. I love the idea of earthing. I don't know if you've heard that, but you go outside and stand with your bare feet on the ground, and it changes your energy. There's all kinds of people that know energy work and chakras and all kinds of stuff, but the being stuck is an illusion. You're never really stuck. Life is always evolving.
Right. So the only earthing we have here is not earthing, it's cementing. Everything here is cement.
Everything's cement. There's got to be a place somewhere. Or someone told me about forest bathing. I never heard of that, but recently I learned that you just go out into the forest, and that's called forest bathing. So it's changing the energy around you somehow.
Yes, true.
Or dancing, put on a record and dance. I love that one too.
Right. Now, do you have, or can you share another personal story of how a small moment turned into a big inspiration for you or one of your clients?
So one of my clients came to me, and she had fallen and hurt her arm and her wrist. I think she had actually broken her wrist. But anyway, she came to me at a point where she'd been suffering with this for about a year and had been going to doctors. And her attitude toward the doctors was very negative. She was so mad. She was so mad because she had tripped over something she left in her yard, which caused the fall. And so she was mad at herself. She was mad at the doctor. She was mad at everything. And through our work together, we went through 12 weeks, and actually she re-upped for a second 12 weeks. She started to see the people in the physical therapy in the doctor's office. She started to see them differently, and they started to react to her differently, where it wasn't confrontational anymore because her mindset changed. And rather than holding on to this anger that she had caused this really debilitating thing for herself, she couldn't even type for quite a while. She started to forgive herself and started to forgive other people. And through that process, within 12 weeks, she was able to drive a car again. She was able to use her hand because she allowed the healing to happen. And that anger, again, that's a form of fear. When she opened it up to the love side, things just started happening, and she was just really able to make a nice change for herself.
That's a very, very, very inspiring example.
Yeah. She actually got back to work, by the way. She wasn't able to work for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for her.
Yeah.
Imagine what anger can do to your health.
Yes, really.
Right. Okay, now are there any specific practices or exercises you can recommend for connecting with one's inner muse, other than I know you're doing journaling?
Yeah. So for me, it's chanting. I'm a Buddhist, so that is meditation, chanting, prayer, however you do it, stargazing, maybe. All of these things are ways to connect to your inner inspiration. And sometimes it's music, classical music or something like that will just put you into a different realm.
All right. That is pure gold. So we've explored two topics, and we are now transitioning to the third topic, which is about making the most of limited time for dream realization. So Time is like a precious currency we can't earn more of, right? So, Coach Mimi. So, in the fast-paced world of entrepreneurship, time management is crucial. So, how do you prioritize tasks and make the most of your limited time to ensure you're moving towards your dreams?
I the most valuable tool that you have is your calendar.
Mhm.
So whether you use a paper calendar like I do, old school, um, or just your phone, or both like I do, um, you need to schedule your time and also your goals as best you can. Now, I also have a daily practice of networking, and I
Mm.
keep a notebook on that. So I keep a notebook of my progress. So as it goes, excuse me, as it goes on, if I get to a point where it seems like I'm not getting anywhere, I look back and see, oh my gosh, yes, I have done. I've put the energy out there. But the time, you know, I like to say we have unlimited dreams, but our time on
Mhm.
earth here is limited, right? So
Right.
if you don't schedule, if you don't do that, most likely you're not going to get anywhere that's noticeable. They talk about SMART goals, that are manageable and reportable, right? You've
Right.
got to be able to report back to yourself. So it's not for anybody else, but do schedule time in for yourself. Schedule time off. Schedule, meetings with people. I think it's really important, and it's something that it seems like a minor thing, but it
Mhm.
actually is the whole thing. When it comes to business, you've got to know what your what your time's going to look like, whether it's opening a store or if it's working at home. What hours are you going to work? You've got to make that a priority for yourself. I also have a bookkeeping background, so
Oh,
I know how important it is to keep track of time. Is in billable hours if you're in that kind of a category,
yeah.
and it also helps in terms of your finances, to be able to go back and look at your financial statements, things like that. So um, yeah, time
Yes.
is
Yeah.
of the essence. Yes,
Yes, true. So, how do we ensure that we are investing our time where it matters most?
it it's up to you. So you have to invest your time if you really want a business, and you also want to watch football.
Wow.
If it's not if you're not relating your business to football, you've got to like record the show, record the programs, or you know because at least here, I don't know how it is in Malaysia, but here football season goes for months and months, and people are
True.
glued to the TV. All that time is time that you're not putting into your business. So, and that's just, of course, an example. But there are a lot of things that we all like to do. We all have different things we love to do. But we have to decide on how much we want to devote to a business,
Mhm.
and then stick to that as best we can. Maybe you can't do it every day, but it's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym once a month and lift 5 pounds, you're not going to get as strong as if you go every day, or 3 times a week, or 4 times a week, and lift 5 pounds until you can lift 10 pounds, until you can lift 20 pounds. So it's the same thing in business. You're not going to get stronger in your business if you don't put in reps.
True. That is so true. Now, can you share an example of any time saving techniques that has worked wonders for your clients aside from scheduling?
Hmm. I I think that we all do a little bit of multitasking. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's not so good. So I think in especially like for businesses online, sometimes we can make some content and we can repurpose that content, which saves a lot of time.
Sure.
And we can automate. So one of the things that I've learned from Ritz is about the birthday wisher feature for Facebook, where I can be wishing people happy birthday when it comes up automatically. And then I can respond to them if they thank me or whatever. But that little piece of automation saves tremendous amount of time. And I think most people who have an online business or a partially online business realize that there's so much automation that's available to us now that will save us a lot of time, especially for those of us that are solopreneurs. And virtual assistants can help too.
Yeah. All right. Now, in your experience, what's the biggest time waster entrepreneurs should be aware of, aside from football?
Yeah, aside from everything else you want to do. Time waster. This is going to sound harsh, but I think spending time on people that are not your ideal client. So I recently had a woman who was just calling and texting and calling and texting, and the energy was so intense that I knew she was not my ideal client. And so I had to, with love, let her go. So I think that's true. I've seen it recently with some other people who have decided, hey, I've been doing web pages and I'm decided I'm not doing that anymore, folks. I've just given it up. So I think it may not actually be wasted time, but it's time that's not productive for you if it's not going in the direction of who you want to serve or what you want to offer to the world. So be aware that there, sometimes things come up where it's just not going to be, you're going to be spending a lot of energy for no return emotionally or financially.
Yeah, that's nothing new to me.
You probably could write a book, right?
Yeah. I have a lot of that kind of people where, you are coming out of service, I mean, in the form of service. But then, yeah, you are correct. If they're not the right people for you, then yes, you're just wasting your time. And they are also wasting their time as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. Now we've covered 3 topics today. We've covered a lot about these 3 important topics. And here are some of my takeaways. Now, for the first topic, embrace discomfort for growth. So stepping out of your comfort zone is where true magic happens. So it's like hitting the gym for your dreams, a little uncomfortable, but actually incredibly transformative. So that's my metaphor for that. Now, for the second topic, which is tuning in to your inner inspiration. So it's just like your favorite playlist. You can find inspiration all around you. Okay, then take a moment to listen, and you'll discover a world of potential. It's like your cauldron of life.
Yes.
All right, now for the third topic, which is harnessing the time for maximum impact. Time is our most precious resource, and learning to use it wisely is like having a secret superpower. Right? Now, make every moment count on your journey to achieving your dreams. All right, so roll up your sleeves, everyone, bam bam, and apply what you've learned today to start making your dreams into reality. All right, okie dokie. If you came in late, everyone, now please watch the replay inside the Facebook group Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview. And now let's move on to the next segment. Work with the experts, and let's have our coach Mimi here drink some water. We will share her we'll
Thank you.
share her yep unique offers to help you further with your journey of becoming the becoming the achieving your dreams. Okay, into reality. Okay, now let us flash the next segment. All right, welcome to Work with the Expert segment where we dive deeper into how you can apply the wisdom from today's discussion to your own entrepreneurial journey. All right, Pam Bam, we've just had a treasure trove of wisdom from our coach expert, Coach Mimi Whittaker, on how to turn dreams into reality. She is an experienced life mastery consultant, a dream builder coach, and an author. She is also the CEO of Mimi Whittaker Unlimited. Now, she had shared three topics in the previous segment, which I'm going to flash again, right? Here's the first topic that she shared: embrace discomfort, the pathway to achieving your dreams. Next one would be finding your muse, how to tune in to your to inspirational signals. And the last topic is about time management, making the most of limited time for dream realization. All right, now, Coach Mimi, could you tell us more about what offer you have for us today?
So I have several different programs that I offer. The Dream Builder program, the Life Mastery program. Dream Builder is a 12-week program where you will work with me either in a group weekly or one-on-one. And same thing for Life Mastery, only Life Mastery has 3 segments. Life Mastery is 6 months, and then there are 2 additional 3-month courses that come with that if you so choose. And so that's a whole year of working with me. And then my new course on care for the caregiver is going to be 5 weeks long, and we're just starting that next Tuesday. And that's going to be really about self-care, and I'm focusing on caregivers, but anyone who is kind of burnt out at work could benefit from that. So in Dream Builder, we start with all of these things we've talked about here, Ritz, learning how to notice what it is we want, starting from where we are. That's always the hard part. It's like getting real with where you are, noticing what you want, and then the steps in between to get there. And all of this really is kind of combined into all the programs that I teach. It's all about tuning into yourself, giving voice to what you really want, and then taking concrete steps to get there. Sometimes it's more mental, sometimes there's more physical, and it depends on your business and what it is you want to achieve. So, but we work together, and it's always fun.
All right, that sounds amazing, Coach Mimi. I'm sure our audience would love to know how they can get in touch with you and learn more about all this. Okay.
So I have a Facebook group, and you can reach me on Facebook, and then I'll invite you to the group. I also have email, Mimi Whittaker, mimi@mimiwhitaker.com. And on Amazon, you can get my book, Happiness is Your Purpose. And so I have several books on Amazon, but that's the one that's more about self-help. And I'm actually going to be developing a course based on that book as well. But that book is kind of a culmination of a lot of different things I've learned from different thought leaders. So I really hope that I get to meet some of you out there, and that we have a chance to find out if it's a fit for us to work together or not. As I said before, I can't work with everybody, and I know Ritz knows that as well. So if we're a fit, I'd love to work with you, and even if we're not a fit, I'd love to see you on Facebook and have some conversations that way.
Yes, wonderful. Now, before we wrap up, Coach Mimi, do you have any personal advice or final words of wisdom you'd like to share with our audience?
I would love to say, find a way to uh, enjoy life and also to love other people. I recently heard about this thing. I don't know if you've heard about it in Malaysia, and it's not even on the West Coast that I know of yet, but it's called Jeep ducking, where people get little rubber ducks and they leave them on people who have Jeeps. And it's just a way, it's crazy, isn't it? But it's just a way of saying, hi, I see you, and I'm sending you love. Now, you don't have to do Jeep ducking, but do something that's just a random, the old random act of kindness. Do something that makes you happy and help someone else. So, my neighbor wasn't well. Every now and then I bring over a dish for her, a little dinner or something. That makes me happy, makes her happy. It's little things like that that will change the energy of the planet. So whatever it is, do something nice for somebody today.
Wow, that's such a very valuable advice, Coach Mimi. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Ritz.
All right, now I'm sure that our audience gained so much valuable knowledge from you today. Kindly remind the audience once again to the exciting offers that you have prepared for them.
So contact me via Facebook or email. Dream Builder 12-week program, Life Mastery 1-year program, Caregiver 5-week program, and there's also an opportunity for a very select few to work with me on an individualized program that we could create together. So I thank you so much, Ritz. It's been such a joy being here today. I've had so much fun, and I love you, and I love your audience. Thank you.
You're welcome, Coach. So before we wrap up today's incredible episode, I want to thank you also. My deepest gratitude to you, Coach Mimi, for being here with us today and sharing your expertise.
Thank you.
All right, Pam Bam, thanks for tuning in. Let me just prepare the outro. Here we go. Where is it? Okay, now thank you, Pam Bam, for tuning in. Remember, every small step you take towards your dream is a big win. So keep pushing forward, and you'll see amazing results. Join us next time for more incredible insights. Until then, stay safe and healthy, and keep dreaming big and taking action. So this is Ritzel Loredo Rectra, Coach Mimi Whittaker. See you next time, and keep talking business with Ritz.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.